And one of the biggest problems I have with treating golfer's elbow is that the information is really counterintuitive, but it's way easier than you think. So all of us here at Rocktherapy and We Breathe Adventure want to give something to you guys. So we're giving away My name's Jack. I'm a myotherapist and the owner of Rocktherapy in Milton, and today we're going to be talking about elbows. Climber's elbow is easily the most common thing that we see in clinic. We get a lot of shoulders, we get a lot of fingers, but it's the thing that's in between that actually has to deal with the force traveling between the two, and that's why it ends up being such a problem. And the reason why it takes a really, really long time for this to heal is because it's such a multifaceted issue, and there's normally three components. There's local tissue damage, there's biomechanical issues either side, and normally there's a bigger systemic issue that contributes to the problem that's happening at the elbow. Firstly, there's local issues. The biggest one being the common flexor tendon on the inside of the elbow. This isn't exactly to scale, but thinking about the fact that all of the muscles that bring the fingers together into a fist actually attach through this area here. Now, a common misconception is using the word itis, so tendonitis with this. There's not actually inflammation in the area, but there is tendon degradation. So the collagen is laid down incorrectly, which is why it really dislikes being rested. If you're not loading a tendon consistently, the body doesn't understand where it needs to lay that collagen down. It lays it down incorrectly, and then when you go to load it or overload it, it creates too much force to travel through those areas, and those collagen matrices actually break apart. And that's the main reason why we need appropriate loading. So loading consistently over time, you can still climb, but if you go too intensely, the collagen's not gonna be prepared, it's not gonna be ready to deal with those sorts of loads, and again, you're gonna go back to square one. This is one of the common mistakes made when actually treating climber's elbow, because it differs to golfer's elbow. Golfer's elbow more generally refers to general population, pain on the inside of the elbow, at least that's where all of the research is. Climber's elbow is more specific to rock climbing. Bigger loads, more dynamic sport, more full body sport means that the needs for you guys is completely different to what the research says. Number two is biomechanics. Biomechanics are really important when it comes to golfer's elbow. Generally in the clinic, we find a deficit in neck range of motion, upper back range of motion, shoulder range of motion, and sometimes within the wrist. The easiest way to get started is to firstly, take a snapshot of your training as well as the pain that you're experiencing. You need to figure out when you feel it, how intense it is, and what it's related to. Activities of daily living, does it hurt during exercise? Does it hurt after exercise? Get all of those metrics. So the easiest way to do this would be to head to our body balance video, where we'll give you a full self-mobility assessment, as well as exercises to target each specific area. Normally, we get people to instantly downscale their training. Don't stop completely, because as soon as we start adding in treatment and exercises, we need to figure out if it's actually working. And if you're not climbing, it's really easy to get a positive outcome, but then you'll go back to climbing and all of a sudden it's painful and you have to start the whole process again. Isometric contractions with the risk curls that we've mentioned in previous videos, introducing some sort of anti-inflammatory work within your diet, be it supplementation or literally just changing the food that you intake. Hydration, making sure that you're drinking lots of water, as well as making sure that you're not just switching from doing big, powerful climbing to endurance style climbing. Because endurance style climbing will generally dry the tendon out because it doesn't work off of the bloodstream, it actually works off of a slightly different system. The third most important part of golfer's elbow is your systemic issues. Now, systemic in clinic means everything within the body that's not specifically related to training. Things like sleep, water, dietary intake, but also taking a look at what else is going on in your life. Big stressful events a lot of the time will actually correlate with some form of injury. If something's happening at work, or something's happening in your relationship, or just anything in life at all, it means it can be contributing to that pain. One of the biggest things that people do wrong is that they have zero intention with their training. You go, you climb, it's fun, but then you end up doing that 5 days a week, and there's no way that your body can adapt to that kind of up and down schedule. So thinking about bringing it down, having specific days where you do specific things means that you can track it. So if this does happen, then you're able to pull things out and figure out what the actual issue is. So all of us here at Rocktherapy and We Breathe Adventure want to give something to you guys. So we're giving away a free initial assessment. So to go into the draw, like, comment, and share this post. However, if you want to book in with us straight away, if you use We Breathe Adventure in your appointment booking, you'll get 30% off with any of us here at Rocktherapy. Yes!